The Whispering House. It was a stormy night when Emely arrived at her uncle's old manor. He had died a month prior, and she was tasked with cataloguing the antiques in the sprawling house before it was sold. The house stood on the edge of a small town, surrounded by dense woods that seemed to lean in, as if the trees were trying to touch the windows. The moment Emely stepped inside, she felt it. An oppressive weight, like the house itself, was watching her. The air was still, carrying faint whispers that seemed to echo from nowhere. Dismissing it as the wind, she began her work. The first few hours were uneventful. Emely moved from room to room, making notes about the furniture, the paintings, and the odd collection of trinkets her uncle had hoarded over the years. It wasn't until she reached the attic that things began to change. The attic was cluttered with forgotten relics, but one object drew her attention. A large, ornate mirror with an intricate gold frame. It stood alone, covered by a dusty cloth. When she pulled the cloth away, she saw her reflection. But something was off. Her reflection didn't mimic her movements. Instead, it stood still, staring back at her with a hollow expression. She stepped back, heart racing, but the reflection didn't move. Then, it smiled. Emely froze. The grin wasn't her own. It was unnatural. She grabbed the cloth and threw it back over the mirror, her hands trembling. The whispers in the house grew louder, almost intelligible now, as if they were trying to warn her. Ignoring the mirror, she hurried downstairs, but the house seemed to shift around her. Hallways stretched longer, doors appeared where they hadn't been before, and the whispers followed her, growing more insistent. "Leave," one voice hissed. "Stay," another countered. She stumbled into the library, slamming the door shut behind her. The room was dark, lit only by the faint glow of the fireplace. As she caught her breath, she noticed a book lying open on the table. Its pages were blank, save for one line written in crimson ink. "You are not alone." Suddenly the door creaked open. Emely turned, expecting to see someone, but the hallway was empty. She backed away, only to feel a cold hand grip her shoulder. She spun around, but no one was there. The whispers turned to laughter, mocking, echoing laughter that filled the room. Desperate to escape, Emely ran toward the front door, but it wouldn't budge. The house seemed alive, its walls closing in, the air thick with an unseen presence. The mirror's reflection flashed in her mind, its eerie smell haunting her. And then she heard it. Her uncle's voice, faint but clear. "Emely, why did you come back?" Tears streamed down her face as she screamed, "What do you want from me?" The laughter stopped. Silence fell, heavy and suffocating. Slowly, the door creaked open on its own. Without hesitation, Emely bolted into the rain-soaked night, never looking back. When she reached the town, she told her story to anyone who would listen. But no one believed her. The house was eventually sold to another family who claimed it was quiet, except for the attic. They never stayed long.